Look, it's a flood.
The flood.
It's flooding.
Get away.
Quick, we need to get to higher ground.
Open the floodgates.
Do people still watch music videos?
The end of smartphones and dating apps.
New Epstein lore just dropped.
Drake and Bobby Althoff pop out.
Empires all over the world are falling.
And we just checked. He's still alive.
God damn it.
It's rising up and crashing through. This is Doc
And Ziggy.
and we are
The Flood.
That's right, your favorite weekly pop culture digest, taking the news happening around you and discussing how it shapes the culture that defines you with
our pop perspective.
to put that culture in context
And make the mainstream make sense, because if we don't make sense, we don't make dollars. Holla. And of course, we have to give a shout out to our patrons, Enraged Peacock,
Hey, we see you still checking in with us,
Mario
later.
Lopez, Thunder Knight, Ryo, and Andrew P. Raymer. Beep, 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 beep.
Shout out to the Ray Man. Y'all, thank y'all for always.
I want to
helping us keep the
confirm
lights on.
that Andrew P. Rayman does in fact have limbs that attach to his extremities.
I feel like that's a joke. Only Andrew is gonna get. Shout out to
Like,
us
why didn't you get that
in
joke?
the comments. I mean, as far as our listeners.
No, Rayman, like, hey, listeners, for people who are young, Rayman was like a Crash Bandicoot offshoot.
Oh, I get what you mean now.
Yeah, like his hands and feet just kind of floated. Rayman had like 3 games. Like,
First of
look,
all-
I know
when
I got my
of all-
PlayStation when I was 5 years old, so what that my first game was Gex 3 and the demo disc.
Hey, put some respect on Gex, right? Gex the Gecko was out here talking mad sass.
How many times
before
did
the
you beat
Geico
that Ninja
Glisten
Gaiden
came
demo?
around. Ninja Gaiden go hard, though.
The demo.
We need a new,
That one first level.
We need a new Ninja Gaiden game to be like the last 17 Ninja Gaiden games, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Hey, you know who's learning that lesson hard? Our dear leader. Hopefully, probably not though, because after the stroke, allegedly, he's not learning any new lessons.
Is he capable of learning? Is his brain fully
I don't know.
functioning? I don't know if all the
Allegedly,
lights are on in that room up there.
Allegedly. Speaking of lights on in the room up there,
What is getting the lights on and off and on and off again every Saturday night now, Doc, with this week's hit on the algorithm is...
Tears by Sabrina Carpenter. That's right, guys. You know, your favorite pop princesses back at it again, being the queen of condescending, the princess of petty. I already said princess. I mean, listen, if you haven't heard Tears yet, it is another like bop to a disco
Guess
homage.
who hasn't heard it yet?
I literally played it right in front of you.
Pause so you can play it again. All right, so we just listened to it and watched the music video, and once again, I love Sabrina Carpenter.
I was gonna say, so we just listened to it again so that Zig could hear it and actually like
And watch
listen
the music
to it.
video.
Yes, because the music video also fire. I mean, you know,
As
listen,
Sabrina Carpenter videos are.
we're gonna talk about the VMAs because they are currently on tonight as we were recording. So we'll have to go over the actual winners of the awards later, right? But it's being hosted by Cool J. Sabrina Carpenter is performing, right? And she continues to carry on the tradition of like fire music videos. I mean, her little joint with
My Madonna comparison, I'm still sticking to.
her little joint with Jenna Ortega where they were running around killing each other.
I
the entire music video.
love that video.
Yeah. Totally not Camila Cabello shade at all. But This music video pays like homage to what looks like the Rocky Horror Picture Show
And Lil Nas X.
featuring Coleman Domingo and Drag. Oh, I guess dude, did you see Lil Nas X Tangent? Welcome to the Tangent podcast. We'll get to talk about Lil Nas X in a little bit. As far as
Riptide.
this song goes, I understand why it's like fucking number 2 on Spotify right now. Number 1 being Golden, because K-pop Demon Hunters slaps.
Apparently I have to watch that.
Yeah, it's like the biggest thing Sony Animation has put out since the Spider Into the Spider. Damn it! Why am I blanking on the title?
Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah. Yes.
Speaking of, the new Spider-Man Magic the Gathering set got fully spoiled.
Spoilers for the Sabrina Carpenter video. I'm almost certain I already said it's got a lot of Coleman Domingo and Drag. So you know,
but it continues to be once again Sabrina Carpenter
being the
provocative pop princess,
right? Which is what I was gonna say was, you know, so the right wingers are gonna be wholly upset because they don't have Taylor Swift to turn to anymore. So you know they're out of pop queens right now. All they've got is Morgan Wallen, and they were like Travis Kelce, good old white American guy. And then somebody at the Super Bowl asked him, they were like, "So tell us about the Kelce fade," and he was like, "It's literally the first day of Black History Month. Do not do this to me." I mean, it's just
when he said that, I was like, you know what? That's what we call self-awareness right there.
Listen, speaking of self-awareness, I don't know if you've seen the video going viral recently of that little white boy rapping about gay demons inside of people, but I was gonna say, like, it's
that sounds like him talking to like his peers, trying to talk him down from the ledge.
Bro. Oh my god, okay, hold on. I might have to play this on
Gay Demon sounds like a D&D campaign.
Yeah, hold on.
Made by Ren Fair people. Locals know what that means. And if you don't, DM me and I have some stories for you. They're weird.
You're not gay. That's it.
No, I am not gay. I do not masturbate to girl cock.
Oh yeah, okay. Tyson James is his name. Song is called Demon Month, cause clearly, you know, Pride Month, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this song came out 2 years ago. So I saw a video just recently of some young little white kid trending right now that's singing this Tyson James song, this conservative rapper. It was kind of wild, dude. It's like this little white kid and his dad, and he's rapping this Tyson James song, and it's gone viral. He's performing at concerts and stuff with like packed out conservative crowds, because apparently like the need to fill the Eminem-sized hole in conservative America's heart.
Eminem-sized hole in conservative. You know, Eminem would shove a gerbil up that.
I mean, listen, he ended up on the right side of history, and I'm okay with it. Every time I hear Eminem talk about how crazy it is that all these people are, you know, still backing Trump.
Stands of his?
Yeah, right. It's kind of wild. Not as wild as this, actually, yeah, no, just as wild as the Sabrina Carpenter video. And the fact that we are on the precipice of another annual MTV VMAs, and I just kind of want to know, like, Zig, aside from just now, when was the last time you watched a music video? On your own. Like,
I will say 2 weeks ago, when I was telling coworkers about how great the Another Brick in the Wall music video was.
Okay, so not a new music video, but a music video.
It was not a new music video, no.
Okay. What was the newest music video that you remember watching? Or the most
probably
recent?
the last Sabrina Carpenter video that we watched.
Damn, dude, that's crazy. Cause like, I actually, and not to be like that guy, right? But I'm gonna be that guy.
But you're gonna be that guy.
I regularly like watch music videos. I have evenings where we'll be sitting down and drinking and kind of, you know, doing the Beavis and Butthead thing, and just watching different music videos from new artists. I just showed you a music video I really liked from Psychedelic Porn Crumpets.
Yep.
Shout out to white bands with extremely provocative names for no reason. How am I supposed to tell people about this band? I can't even, like, what do you want me to call it? The PPC? Yeah, check out this band, the Psychedelic Porn Crumpets.
That sounds like a communist political party.
It is an Australian psychedelic rock band. They're fucking awesome. The music video for March On for Pax Romana is all like claymation, stop motion, and it's like fucking violent as hell, which fits with the tone of the song, right? Because it is like this just overbearing, braggadocious, just bombastic instrumental.
I do love me some claymation. That claymation was clean. I saw that one dude with the blue skin and the straight up white like flat top. I was like, is that Tombstone from like Amazing Spider-Man?
I mean, the leather jacket with the
He had a
fingerless
Fu Manchu,
gloves.
too.
Yeah, like a biker Fu Manchu, right? Like just fucking some kind of fat mercenary.
The type that you can't make fun of.
Yeah, no, it was fucking awesome. The music video for You're Not Up on Kirby. You should check out Kirby. That is capital I, capital or capital K, capital I, capital R, capital B, capital Y. She is keeping that soulful R&B thing alive, and she recently just put out a song with Akeem Ali. Country Thick, right? Country Thick is again just like a great like summer cookout type anthem, especially, you know, if you're from the country. And, I mean, Akeem Ali comes through fucking just gliding on beats like he always do in that persona he got, that little pimp persona he got, right? It's just a fucking fire song. Awesome music video. It's set in like
if
this
you had to pick a
country
persona
diner
game,
kind of
what
thing.
kind would he do the music for? Could you imagine his music for robbing banks? The answer is yes, and the answer is Persona 5. So
Akeem Ali for Rob. I mean, listen, a lot of his music would fit right into like a blaxploitation movie. So I mean, I could see
one
it
of
in
my
some
favorite
kind of
YouTube
hype
playlists
film.
recently
Heist
is
film.
music to commit crimes to.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah,
I feel
have
like
you found the music commits
I've seen
crimes
that
to
one.
playlist?
Yeah.
I love it. It's like full of Sonic the Hedgehog music.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a lot of like trip jazz and
It's a lot of
stuff
like
in there.
Sonic the Hedgehog music and shit like that. It's like, and then it's just, oh yeah, I want to go like rob a bank.
I am literally just trying to figure out what number this VMAs is, and it just keeps going. It's the 2025 VMAs. It's the 2025 VMAs.
It's the 2025 VMAs then. Stop trying to figure out how many they've been around long enough to where we've lost track. You think anybody can read Roman numerals at this point when it comes to the Super Bowl?
It is the 42nd. Can you believe we are almost encroaching on 50 years of VMAs? 50 years of Video Music Awards, right? And this year's VMAs is being hosted by none other than LL Cool J, right?
I know
Who is
VMAs
finally-
is VH1, but I do want to throw this trivia question. You
Did
damn
you
well
say-
know the answer
Did
to.
you just say that VMAs is VH1?
All right, so I'm dumb. All right, relevant. All right,
Yeah. Okay,
MTV,
okay,
first
okay,
music
okay,
video
okay.
on MTV. What was it?
Oh, wasn't it Video Killed the Radio Star?
By
The Who Gives a Fuck?
Buggles.
That's what that band is called?
Yeah.
The Buggles. All right.
No, not just
Just
Buggles.
Buggles.
Just
Buggles.
Buggles.
It's not
Video
the
Killed
anything.
It is, yeah, the bands came out in the 2000s. The Hives, The Strokes, The Franz Ferdinand.
This year's VMAs will be hosted by LL Cool J, who finally seems to be getting a little bit of the accolades he was
I heard
lamenting
ladies
about.
love him.
With performances by, as we stated, Sabrina Carpenter, Lady Gaga, Mariah Carey, right, who will also be taking home some trophies this year. I believe Mariah Carey is the VMA's Video Vanguard
It's a few
recipient.
months early for Mariah Carey.
And
That's a good one, and you fucking know it.
Lady Gaga leads the pop nominations with 12, so she will probably be taking home some
Lady Gaga?
awards. Yeah,
12?
Yep. Yep, including possibly album of the year. Bruno Mars is following behind that.
So
with
she's gonna
11
rob Kendrick
nominations.
again.
With Die With a Smile and APT. Right, this feels like this does feel a little dated, but
You
I
want to
guess,
know
like,
why I know Die With a Smile is popular? Because it's still one of our highest rated episodes on.
Yeah. Other top nominees according to USA Today include Kendrick Lamar, right, for the just absolutely probably going to dominate the hip hop category as far
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
Blackpink singer.
This motherfucker got us screaming condiments. We are going Super Saiyan to condiments.
I mean, the nominee list is full of your regular staples, right, that you would come to expect. Everybody from Ariana Grande to The Weeknd, Billie Eilish, Charli XCX, Taylor Swift are all making appearances in the nominee list, right?
What are the chances that I Show Speed shows up at the actual awards show?
I mean, listen, the streamers are popping out all over the place, right? Kai Cenat was all over the BET Awards, so there's no telling who's gonna be there, right? It is currently streaming.
Who's worse, Kai Cenat or Tyler Perry? Answer the question.
I don't feel like, first of all, I feel like you're pressuring to answer me to answer this question is racist.
Only maybe a little. Oh, yeah.
I mean, so with all that being said, I feel like, we're at a point now where they don't even like gender specify the categories anymore, right? Like MTV, VMAs, like some fucking conservatives had just exploded.
Do you want to know what I think of when you mention VMAs? Take a fucking guess. When you mention VMAs, what do I think of?
Is it Yu-Gi-Oh?
No.
It's not Yu-Gi-Oh related?
No.
It's not playing card related.
No, why would it be?
I don't know.
Knowing
know
your
what
co-host, that's not a bad guess. All right, so
I was
I'll
gonna
give
say,
you
yeah,
credit
I don't know
as
what kind of fucking
if I ask
acronyms
you
nerds
blanket
are
question, you saying something related to card games. That's a pretty good guess who question.
Yeah.
For question one.
Right.
So no, it's not.
No. What is it that you think of then?
You just use your brain for 20 seconds. Most iconic thing that happened at the VMAs for our age demographic.
When Eminem sat on Sacha Baron Cohen's face?
No. When Kanye West interrupted Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were going to say that time Eminem came into the VMAs with like 1,000 clones of himself.
No, that's pretty hilarious. But the first thing, when you say VMAs, the first thing I think of is modern American philosopher Kanye West walking up and saying that Beyonce had one of the greatest music videos of all time.
It wasn't when Madonna kissed Britney Spears?
No. Forgot that happened.
Damn. I mean, I guess you just had to be
Kanye
around,
West.
Right? Yeah, I mean, listen, my point is the VMAs have had lots of iconic moments, right?
And none of them surpassed Kanye West.
I mean, listen, that is pretty
He made
up
that
there.
bitch famous.
It is pretty up there. But Kanye himself has topped that hilarious public outcry. I mean, if you put Kanye snatching the mic up against Will Smith snatching the soul out of Chris Rock.
All right, let me just put the VMAs in relevance here.
That's kind of
that
what
is
I'm
the
trying
most
to do.
relevant thing that's happened at the VMAs,
In
and
a
that
long
is
time.
not
No,
the most relevant Kanye outburst.
I'm gonna push back and say that is the most relevant thing that has happened at the VMAs in a long time.
But that is not the most relevant Kanye outburst.
No, to say that is the most relevant thing that has ever happened at the VMAs, I feel like is a bit zillennial.
I believe let's slide a champagne supernova in the sky.
So I'm going to take a huge leap here and say that your perspective on this is that it is not worth
The VMAs are an award show of shit show.
It is not worth a premium Paramount subscription plan to watch the VMAs anymore.
The only thing that is worth a Paramount Plus premium subscription right now is South Park.
I mean, if you get to watch South Park and the VMAs, then you're kind of living that
You're watching
millennial-
next week's South Park episode.
I was gonna say you're kind of living that millennial nostalgia dream, right? Where South Park is still relevant.
Landslide.
I am disappointed to see that rock music is still not really present.
Yeah,
here.
white people, we have to get at this shit.
Please, because
Please.
you can't have us
Pick up a
waiting for more
guitar.
Drake. Can't have
Not
us-
all of you can be Post Malone.
God, the full final transformation into a country star is fucking, that has like that transition needs to be studied, right? Transgenders beg and plead for a transition as clean as that one right there. Like that, from like fucking white rapper trash like Riff Raff to like fucking country megastar. Ooh, that's a trajectory nobody saw coming.
That guy is able to buy all of the famous Magic
It's like,
the
I'm
Gathering
kidding.
cards.
Everybody saw that coming.
It's actually turned into a meme in the Magic community. Like, anytime some card that's excessively expensive goes for sale, it's like, oh, Post Malone's gonna buy it.
He back wearing the Daisy Duke jeans and everything.
Like
the
legit.
Daisy Duke
All right,
cutoffs.
let me put on record. So,
Okay.
Post Malone, this guy
Remember-
has his own Magic the Gathering secret lair.
Remember when I guessed that
He
it was about
owns.
Magic the
He
Gathering?
paid $2 million
This is why.
for the one ring for Magic the Gathering that's written in Elvish. He also paid over $1 million for the, quote, Golden Lotus, the 10 out of 10 graded Alpha Black Lotus signed by the artist, the late Christopher Rush, for over $1 million. Anytime an expensive the Magic it's become a meme. Anytime an expensive Magic card goes for sale, we just assume Post Malone is going to buy it.
I'm going to go ahead and say that it is safe to assume that by the fact that it's so hard to keep you on topic when talking about the Video Music Awards this year.
Well, I mean, the moment you mention
God damn
Post
it,
Malone,
dude.
I go into Magic the Gathering, so...
We are not even through the first segment, and I swear to God, you've interrupted me more times than...
Look,
I
man,
have fingers
it's been a
in
while
toes.
since we gotten to record. I've had shingles. We've had technical difficulties.
Fam, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like it's a shame because music video seems to be like a dying art that people are desperately trying to keep alive. I've seen some fantastic music videos in the last, I would say, 5 years, right?
They gotta get Spike Jonze directing some more of them.
I mean, there's some good...
Spike Jonze makes some great music videos.
There's some Spike Joneses out there right now making fantastic music videos, is my
Are their
point.
name Ryan Coogler?
And because the industry is so closely gate kept right now, I feel like a lot of independent creators and alternative artists aren't getting the credit that they deserve. I keep saying this and I will keep pushing it. Right now is a fantastic time for alternative and independent music. There are lots of people out there still making real, authentic, raw art with their entire non-artificially intelligent souls.
Yeah, I can name one of them. You fan? Ziggy jumping on the beat to show that he is flexible. I'm aware that I'm a beast of recently don't testable. You won't see me melting stagey because I thrive in spectacle. Walking down the streets of punk rock, yes, I'm so electable. I'm aware this flow is getting easy to read, so now I gotta mix it up and bury the lead so I can throw a change up while I'm bringing the heat. So stand up to the plate while I bench you in 3,
Hey.
You may think I'm new, but I've always
Oh,
had
we
a
gonna do the
name.
whole thing.
You may think I'm playing, but I am
The
the
whole
king
thing.
of games. You may think you trapping, but I'll clear you end phase, cause you ain't got the heart and on the cards for the blame. Let my words hit soul meets body, but my wit lit like a 12-gauge shotty.
Hey.
On wax, sweep the leg, Danielson karate. Looks like I broke the game, here's epoxy.
Hey, watch out, Iceman. Mr. Champagne Poppy. Back out there, right? Trying to get back out there, but he got to catch up to Zig first, right? And I don't know if that
Super
Bobby...
hot fire!
I don't know if that Bobby Althoff interview is going to do it. Drake recently popped back out in his album run, or what I guess he's trying to nonchalantly present as an album run, with a couple of more lives, right, where he featured some and teased some of the new music from the Iceman album, which I believe is the official title of the album, right? And then, you know, sat down with Bobby on her new podcast.
Drake's not cool enough to be Iceman. Bobby Drake OP.
You know, somebody made that connection online, like in like a jestful way, like satiring how everybody's always like, oh, Kendrick got layers. Y'all don't even understand. Kendrick got layers. Kendrick is ahead of his time. He's the real Negrodamus, right? Like,
Calling yourself Iceman and thinking of the X-Man is like literally layer 1.
the album
It
is
is
called
basic ass layer.
The album is called Iceman. Drake went on Bobby's podcast to talk about the album.
Oh
Bobby
my god,
Drake
there's
is
layers
Iceman.
to it. He's Iceman,
Yo,
like
they be
Bobby
trying to
Drake.
say-
because
they be
his
trying to
last
say
name
Drake
is
ain't
Drake.
clever.
Oh my god. Look at all of these levels.
They be
He
trying to
must
say,
be so cool.
your boy's
Get
not
it?
top
cool,
5.
Like low temperature where water freezes.
'Cause he's the
yeah.
Iceman.
My name is Aubrey.
He be making hits. Listen, but this wasn't it. The thing that went
Can we just
viral-
get this out of the way that Iceman, Bobby Drake, Iceman is an Omega level mutant, and Drake is nowhere near that. Like, people don't understand actually quite how OP Bobby Drake is.
I mean-
Pause. Bobby Drake, also known as Iceman, has an Omega level power classification, which means his powers have no defined limits and cannot be matched or duplicated by other humans. At his peak, his power level could reach as high as Class 2-C, potentially even Class 1-A. What Omega level mutant means for Iceman. As an Omega level mutant, the upper limits of Iceman's cryokinetic (parentheses ice-based) abilities are not measurable. Significant power at peak, while often underestimated, stories and alternate futures have shown the true extent of his potential, demonstrating power levels from 8-A up to 2-C and even 1-A at his absolute highest. His unique powers are considered a form of thermokinesis, and due to the immense and potentially limitless nature, place him among the most powerful mutants.
Yeah, and I mean, despite what propaganda Drake is putting
Drake
out,
is not an Omega level mutant, I'm sorry.
yeah,
But not sorry.
not the way he got taken out like that. I mean, if Kendrick was, if Drake, if Drake is Iceman, then Kendrick is out here being a true
The one above all?
Wolverine. No, a true Wolverine, right? Just fucking ripping shit to shreds for all the short kings out there, right? Insane healing factor, right? Like, can't be touched.
I mean, you know Wolverine
Pops
isn't
out
going
when
to
he
give
wants
up
to.
when Wolverine, the guy with an adamantium skeleton, at one point has beaten Magneto.
Exactly.
The master of metal.
Yeah, I'm just saying, the only person who holds a stronger vendetta in the X-Men universe is probably, like, Sabretooth, right? And that's
Scott Summers against Wolverine.
Yeah, both of those are against Wolverine, by the way.
Eddie Brock's pretty salty about Peter Parker.
I mean, the Joker.
And a lot of people
well,
are
yeah,
really
that's-
salty at Dream of the Endless.
Listen, I jumped over into DC. So
Luthor really hates Superman.
Yeah, that one I feel like has never been properly explained. I mean, it
Oh
probably
no,
has.
I think the new Superman movie, when they had him go 1A,
I don't think
explained
that
it pretty clearly.
I don't think that explains exactly why though. It's like this nigga hates. It's kind of like a metaphor for racism, because it doesn't.
That's it. It's racism.
It doesn't make sense, right? He's like, I'm the smartest person, like human, on the planet, but everybody loves this nigga because he's an alien.
Look, Lex, we get it. You weren't picked first in dodgeball.
You're an incel. Well, I guess he's not an incel, right? Because he had the hot girlfriend, right? So he's living out the incel dream like Peter Thiel.
Elon Musk.
More like Peter Thiel.
But you've seen the movie now, and the person who should be most upset about Lex
Yeah,
Luthor is
definitely
definitely Stephen Miller.
Yeah.
The one who should be most upset about Lex Luthor's portrayal is definitely Stephen Miller.
I can tell you, like Stephen Miller, somebody who has a lot of people upset at him right now is Young Thug, because the tapes keep leaking. I mean, from talking
From
shit
what
about...
I've seen, he's just not leaking. He's just opening the spout.
Yeah, wow. Pause. Full Diddy.
Given the context, yeah.
I mean, everybody catching strays from Kendrick to Glorilla. There's rumors that he said some shit about Future, and that's gonna drop soon. The nigga just put out a song where he straight up called everybody in YSL rats, right? Everybody
So
snitching
he's
but
saying
him.
more right now than he ever did in his court case.
Apparently, he was saying a whole lot over the phone.
Look, he'll say anything.
Over the phone. Apparently, what they should have done was just recorded all of them fucking phone conversations and put them in court as testimony.
They used to call him on his cell phone.
Instead, they're just using it to trash his credibility, which, I mean, hey, fuck it. If this is how Atlanta falls, then, I mean, what happens if this is where the party die? If this is really where the party die? Because now, the leader...
Instead of the fall of Troy, we have the fall of ATL.
The leader of the YN
Who's
movement
Achilles?
of Atlanta
Who's Hector?
has been found to be
Are we
a
saying that
pillow
Drake
talker.
is Achilles and, like, Andre 3000 is Hector?
Possibly. I mean, all I know
Would that make, like,
is-
Sierra... Would that make, like, Sierra the, Helen?
all I know is somebody got some explaining to do about how all these fucking tapes is dropping, because these were all prison recorded phone calls and shit. So, like,
Why were none of these brought up in the previous case?
not even that. Isn't it like messing with some kind of law to be like just publicizing this shit? Like,
I don't know. We could look up on their state's case search and find out.
I feel like I feel like I agree with a YouTuber or a TikToker I saw who said that this is a perfect example of what we can expect with living in our new surveillance state. Cause like, you know, these were private phone calls.
Yep.
That have been recorded and leaked on the internet to smear somebody's image. I'm not saying put your tinfoil hats on.
Pause for 1 second.
I'm not saying that it's time to put your tinfoil hats on, but I am also saying it's never a good idea to Fed post. Like, even if you talking to your boo.
Or, hey, Ted.
You know?
I mean,
That's
Ted
all
is always listening. Ted's like our #1 fan.
Listen, you know...
Because he has to be. He's required to be.
Right. I mean, they're getting rid of PBS. What
He
else
doesn't
is
subscribe
he
to the
gonna listen to?
Patreon.
That fucking conservative rap, because that shit is trash. But speaking of more trash, we definitely have to talk about, is it the end of the dating app era? And Mark Zuckerberg is saying we might be on the horizon of the end of the smartphone era.
Also, pop culture has had to ask us multiple times in this past few weeks whether certain actions are a soft move or a boss move. Break. Sometimes some shit happens that we have to question, and we have to call back on some of the greatest podcasts of yesterday's yore to borrow a segment from theirs and call whether or not something is a
soft move or boss move. That was a wild introduction to one of our staple segments. Our faithful listeners liked it. That's God. I don't know why that was so hard to get out earlier.
All right, everybody, let's just drop the drop in homage.
Soft move or boss move.
Drop the Jacoby.
Moving on, it's time for soft move or boss move.
Zig, we have one, you have a personal one that you wanted to bring to the table today, and then one that the internet is all in uproar about as of the time of recording.
Well, we actually have a total of 3.
We do. I have a surprise one that I'm keeping.
One of them, I know, one of them, I'm pretty sure you and I are going to immediately agree on. Yeah, and let's just start off with that one.
Yeah, let's go.
So, there was a wedding with photos that went viral where the bride was decked out in pure, beautiful white. She looked stunning. And the groom walked down with her in an Akatsuki robe with his arm with his left arm slaying out the side like he's Itachi. Meanwhile, all of his groomsmen were dressed like the other Akatsuki. So, is this a soft move or a boss move?
Listen, I'm looking at the pictures now, right? And her face, first of all,
she loves it.
First of all, the queen, I want to say
she looked great.
It reminded me of that new video trend where it's like the woman will be in front of the camera and she's like, "Look, my husband about to come in here and show y'all some shit that he really proud of, and y'all better be nice."
And she was all about it.
Yeah, she was like, "Look, we getting married today, and my baby wanted to wear an outfit from his favorite anime to his most special day, and you not gonna ruin that for him."
No. Oh my God, here's my all of a sudden take. That girl was like Sakura and be like, "Look, if Sasuke wants to dress like his brother for our wedding, that's fine, as long as we get married."
Yo, that is the face she has in the first picture. She's like, "Whatever, y'all, I'm here." Yo,
this guy has a 401k, matched benefits. He goes to the gym.
Here's my take.
Has no kids.
Fuck boring weddings. It's y'all special day. You going through the whole process of, linking your lives together financially for the system, right?
I mean, some of our longtime listeners know, I used to be a DJ's assistant for weddings. And when you go to enough weddings, you turn into a 9-year-old girl and plan your future wedding without really thinking about it.
I thought you were going to say Vince Vaughn. But
it's a lot. Crashing weddings is a lot less fun than you think it is. Logistics get in the way. Anyway,
I mean, that's how I feel about these traditional style weddings. Like, they are a big showpiece, right? And I feel like usually the reason why people get super drunk,
it is a big showpiece, and that's why you cut me off, because I want to show off that piece. God damn it! I already had my first dance song chosen.
The reason people get super drunk at the reception,
she doesn't know it yet, whoever she is, but I know what our first dance song is.
The ceremony is usually so boring. So if you're going
the ceremony is maybe 15 minutes.
If you're going to go through the process of making people sit, first of all, as somebody who can't let somebody talk for longer than 2 seconds without interjecting, sitting for a whole 15 minutes
was really difficult to do professionally. Yes, I know it was. I had to do it. It was hard.
Thank you. So at least make it enjoyable for yourselves, right? Like, it is literally
my boss had to feed me candy and throw it on the ground.
One of the biggest moments of your life. So I'm calling
this is the Jolly Rancher.
Boss move.
Boss move.
Absolute boss move.
Like doing the boss move. If both of them clearly look ecstatic, and I mean, she did not compromise on what she wanted. She wanted to look like the blushing, beautiful bride in white, and she killed it. She killed it.
I mean, the clan choice is crazy, but like, especially for a wedding. But I mean, I guess members of that clan got married at some point.
I gotta ask, am I allowed to say?
No, that is a firm no too. I just feel like
I wanted to make a comment, but I'm like, I feel like I can't say that.
Nope, that's gonna get you punched in the face at DreamCon. Like, that'll get you punched in the face at DreamCon.
But it is definitely like that is some
Uchigga shit.
Yeah.
I said it.
Yeah.
For you. I said it for you. It's okay. All right. So our next one though is one that everybody, just about everybody on the internet has probably seen by the time this drops, and it is just more people showing their ass at baseball games. Why do y'all continue to do this in front of big screens and cameras?
Not showing their ass, showing that they are an ass.
That is, no, listen, sir, I feel like there was a bit of a cultural barrier there, but we said the same thing. You just said it in resume speak.
I don't think Philly's Karen showed her ass.
That's not what that means, sir. Showing your ass means acting like a jackass, good sir. At the cookout, if you hear them say somebody showing their ass right now, it don't mean on the dance floor.
I would be looking.
My ninja.
I would be confused.
Yes. I can see the confusion on
where.
I can see the closed caption saying stares in white confusion at the bottom in caucastic confusion. Right?
I legitimately be like, someone showing that. I'd be like, who?
Yeah, nah, homie.
But exactly. That's exactly how I'd be like, who? Where?
That's not what showing their ass mean. Showing their ass mean literally
all right, so
acting a donkey.
I wanted to bring
Speaking
this to
of
the
our
table.
donkey of the
I
day.
wanted to bring this to the table for the soft move or boss move. You've seen the clip,
All right. So, no, explain to those who might not have seen the clip. If you're living under a rock but listening to this podcast, listen up.
Phillies player hits a home run. Ball bounces in the middle of about 4 or 5 fans. Ping pongs around. Dad, from unobstructed, about 7 seats away.
I mean,
very key, unobstructed.
Yeah, he had a clear run for that
7 seats
ball.
away, runs over into the scrum.
It was a clear run, though. Like, there was nobody in front of him. And then that lady just came up out of nowhere.
And the ball ping-ponged around. He grabbed it, was able to pull it out like Trump at the, quote, assassination attempt and be like, fight! He had the ball like that.
He did fight for that motherfucker.
Held it forward and walked like he was Jake Gyllenhaal in a movie he shouldn't have been in, and handed it to his son, to which his son gave him the hug. And at that point, Elizabeth Warren's cosplayer,
I was gonna say Philly Karen, right?
she looked crazy like Elizabeth. It's like if Elizabeth Warren and Harry Carey did the fusion dance.
Damn. Right, I mean, you kind of pinged it with that, but like,
it's like spot on.
Yeah, she had
the glasses
Karen
and the haircut,
too.
like Harry Carey and Elizabeth Warren fusion dance.
Yeah,
that's my
ball. It bounced off my lap.
Yes, and I want to ask. Oh, let me give some context. So I was very curious about how my dad would react to this, and because my dad and I, cliche, have bonded over baseball.
Very Americana of y'all.
Very Americana.
Yes. We love
and
that here.
I can tell you that my dad has gotten me exactly 2 fly balls that he had to scramble to fight for.
Hey, listen.
Exactly 2.
It's a rite of
And
passage.
I have gotten one as an adult. And I'll tell you, the one foul ball that's sitting in a plexiglass case on his bookshelf that I know I am inheriting.
My man said it's going in the will.
Way more than the one throwaway ball Adam Jones gave to me.
Then you don't.
Adam Jones may have been my favorite Oriole, but that Mora ball that my dad caught comes with a story. And that story
Comes with a story.
matters. And I'm going to tell you that story because that story
matter.
is the same way that this kid would have reacted.
I
was at a
do
ba-
feel
so-
like
This is a rare one.
Yeah.
The story is so rich that my dad, I wasn't at this game, which kind of pulls a little bit away from it. But having gone to so many games with my dad, I know the environment he's in. And
Right.
I know that connection when he's telling me this story.
okay.
And it was probably like 2007, 2008. It was when the Orioles had good players, but they weren't a good team. And Melvin Mora hit a fly ball right up to my dad, and it bounced right off of his hand. He missed it.
I bet that hurt.
Mora's next at-bat hit another fly ball right back up to my dad, and he grabbed it. No problem.
Hey, listen. Second
About
time's a
3 years
charm.
later at Orioles Fest, he told Melvin Mora about that, and Mora signed the ball for him.
That's clutch.
And it has the ticket stub right behind the baseball.
That's clean. That's
And
a clean display.
I wasn't
fuck
there
with
for
that.
when my dad caught that ball, but I heard that story, and that story's fucking cool.
I mean, yeah, that's a pretty cool piece of like
I don't,
big fish
I
lore
don't
right
want
there.
a baseball where my, grandma comes, yeah, and then I stole it from a kid. That's way less cool
I
than
just
the
feel
same
like-
person hit a fly ball to me, and I caught it the second time around.
You have to have a fairly heavy amount of disassociation to snatch a pop fly ball out of a child's hand.
Well, it wasn't. It was. So, no, this is very important. The ball is always fair game while ping ponging. If it is ping ponging, it is fair game. Someone has to grab the ball and fully pull it out of the scrum and make sure, like, this is my
Right.
ball.
By the
It will be
point-
abundantly clear when the Jumbotron shows it and the applause goes. That's the person's ball.
That's kind of my point.
Yeah.
By the time our Philly Karen had gotten to the little boy, he had already gone through the motions of showing the ball to the crowd on the Jumbotron and everybody applauding it, and she still went, nah, fuck that. That ball's coming home with me, baby.
I actually
Do
originally-
you not see the haircut? I've got more balls in my purse than just
I actually
this.
originally described her as having an Andy Warhol haircut.
It's still not far off.
It's actually pretty goddamn accurate.
She is extremely. I mean, the level of roasting is nuclear. This woman is facing. She will probably
Now, the
have
soft
to
move or boss move I wanted to ask was
dye her
the
hair
dad
and move.
The
out
dad.
Of Philly.
got the ball, brought it to his kid, gave him the hug. Elizabeth Warren comes over and asks for the ball. Soft move or boss move? Giving the ball.
Back to the Karen. I'm gonna have to call soft move
Soft
on this
move.
one.
Now, I want to say before you do, there are two sides to this.
Nope.
One, you
I
fought
just-
for that ball. Two, it's not worth
I've
the
already
trouble.
called. So yeah, I mean, sure, I feel that. I
Let's
just
also
feel like-
add, before we go on, the Phillies saw the whole interaction, and so did the Marlins, and they brought the kid and the dad down. The guy who hit the home run
Nah.
signed a bat for him and gave it to him.
I'm not gonna hold you. I might have used my patriarchal privilege here and barked that lady down a little bit. Especially like you gonna snatch the ball right from my son's hand in front of me. I don't think I'm about to let that go down like that, right? I'm not about to like get into a scrap with this lady on the Jumbotron because we already talked about that, right? But like you're not just gonna walk up and snatch the ball like that. I'm like, yeah, no, we gonna have it out a little bit, right? Like, because that's, first of all, that's crazy. Like, my son, in front of my son, Then we gotta walk to the car together. He gonna be all sad for the rest of the game, and we gotta walk to the car together in quiet in the dark ass parking lot. I'm a little drunk, and I'm like, hey man, look, you know that's just how it goes. And you got to meet the players, so that was cool. Right? Like, they gave you a sympathy ball.
I'm gonna give you. So, I texted my dad.
You think you would still respect your dad the same way?
And I wanted to ask him about this.
Do you think you would still respect your dad the same way?
So, my dad and I had a 13-game season plan to go to the Orioles. We caught 13 home games a year. Out at 81, so that's like
very hallmark of y'all.
It's like 15% of the games when the Orioles suck.
Yeah.
And like the whole thing costs like $200 for the year.
I get it. Very Baltimorean.
Yeah. You know, I was that little kid going to games with dad, and now I am the adult going to games with dad. And I'm at the point where if I catch a foul ball and there's a kid nearby, I'm gonna give it to the kid.
Right.
Like
right.
Even if I clean caught it and there's a kid,
I just feel like that's the unspoken rule, right? It's like
it's
the kid
one of the
always gets the ball.
Rules of baseball.
Yeah.
So I asked my dad what he thought about this.
Was this a home run ball?
Yes.
It was a home run ball.
So my experience is always with foul balls.
Yeah.
Because the season tickets that my dad had, and I love that he chose this. They were upper deck seats, but they were just very slightly to the right of home plate. So we were still able to judge balls and strikes pretty accurately. And we always got a good view of how people would field a ball. It was really, my dad picked really good seats. But when I sent him this clip, his response made me so happy. His first response was, I don't get why the kid would give up the ball.
Because he watched his dad look at this lady.
And like the thing I love about my dad saying that,
the
thing I love about my dad saying that is because I know he was thinking about himself in that situation.
Yeah.
And the last young kid that he had to take to a ballpark was one of my nephews. And none of us are giving up that ball.
I'm telling you, the only reason the kid gave it up is because he looked at his dad make a clear path for Philadelphia Karen to come through and snatch that ball straight up out of his hands. And he looked up at his dad the whole time like, what do I do? And his father didn't give him any guidance. So now
is it a soft move or a boss move?
I already said it's a soft move. It's a soft move because you got to ride home in the car, right? And your son gonna look you in the face the whole time, knowing he still got to meet everybody on the team and he got a signed ball from both teams, but you still let that lady punk you down like that.
That's a lifelong thing.
Yeah.
That's a I gotta agree with you because the fact that he did I'm guilty.
Take out the trash.
I'm guilty of being very animated with hand motions, but the fact that he was like goodbye and flipped his little hand, I'm like,
yeah. He gonna be like, take out the trash, and he'll be like, you know what's trash? The way you stood up for me at the baseball game.
Yo, I'm so proud of my dad though. His that's an angle nobody took, where he was just like, why would the kid give the ball back? And it's like he instinctually knew every single one of his sons and grandsons would be like, fuck ass, no, I'm not giving this ball back. Fuck you, Elizabeth Warren.
Speaking of trash, let's talk about our next and final soft move or boss move. Aiden Ross, the biggest piece of trash on the internet, probably
up there,
was talking to probably the only other contender for biggest piece of trash. No, there's lots of pieces of trash on the internet.
There's lots of trash on the internet.
But a big contender for trash on the internet, biggest king trash on the internet, DJ Academics, when he alleged that he believes as a part to subpoena him for defamation, Meg Thee Stallion and Rock Nation directed a mariachi band to his house in efforts to lure him outside and serve him with court papers. And I just, the whole story sounds wild because I feel like, Meg Thee Stallion, an award-winning, Billboard charting, global phenomenon of an artist, having nothing better to do than troll Aiden Ross. Her and the idea, right? Just imagine her and Jay-Z on a phone call like, hey, yo, we got to do something about this Aiden Ross cat.
Stop.
I know.
Stop.
I know. Do you think he likes boleros?
You can stop talking.
Soft
it's a
move,
boss move. Meg Thee Stallion trolling Aiden Ross. Boom. Done. Boss move.
Boss move.
Boss move.
Boss move. Considering
Don't care what it is. Meg Thee Stallion trolling Aiden Ross. Boom. Done. Finished. Period. Boss move.
Considering the way Aiden tends to talk about black women, including
doing
Meg
it
Thee
with a
Stallion.
mariachi band with a bunch of people he probably wants deported, even better.
There aren't a lot of people in the hip hop space
Mehdi Hassan gave a golf clap somewhere.
that are more flagrant when it comes to the disrespect of black women in the hip hop space, other than like maybe Neon.
And Dr. Umar?
No, not in the hip hop space. What? But yeah, no. The idea that they would go so far as to send a mariachi band in order to lure this nigga out of his house like it is a fucking Looney Tunes cartoon. Just to get this nigga in court. First of all, the idea alone is glorious, gloriously hilarious.
Also, pause. There's one thing I forgot to write down on the docket, and I know we haven't covered it since. King of the Hill reboot. Continue.
I'm almost certain we've talked about the King of the Hill reboot.
But we haven't. Have you watched it?
Yeah, I mean, I've watched it. It's almost as funny as Young Thug calling Glorilla ugly and then getting exposed for being in her DMs asking what color her eyes are. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
What are the chances that's just like a curious question? Like,
sir, in the Lord's Big 2025, how often is you sliding into a woman's DMs to ask what color her fucking eyes are
I mean, I asked
without
David
trying
Bowie
to
which
get at
colors
some
his
shit?
eyes were.
Who?
David Bowie. He
You
has
know.
two different colored eyes.
You know.
He does. He has two different colored eyes.
I know you don't jerk off to girl cock, but I'm not gonna put it
David
past
Bowie
you
doesn't have a girl cock.
to
He has a regular cock.
hit on David Bowie. But for the guy who started his streaming career, gay baiting rappers, gay rage baiting rappers, gay baiting,
Gauge baiting?
gay rage.
Gauge baiting.
Gay rage. Speaking of gay rage, did you hear that they are considering or trying to propose the idea of banning
I can't tell if that sounds like a hate crime or a viral sensation.
trans people from owning firearms
Not surprised.
after the most
Yeah, not
recent
surprised.
event? And I'm just like, if that's the thing that gets gun control, it's the thing that dialing it all back, total boss move. If it did actually happen, not just allegedly. I would be like, what the fuck? And then you go outside and they're like, hey, have fun in court, asshole.
All right, so I want to say Philly Karen situation, I think it's a soft move by all parties involved. Soft move, obviously, by Philly Karen doing that. Soft move by the dad giving it back. Soft move by the son giving up the ball that easy.
Now, let me ask you this. This isn't necessarily a soft move or a boss move, but I do want to get your opinion as a single in the Big 2025. I read an article recently in Business Insider. Had a pretty interesting article just recently. Sick of dating apps? Gen Z is looking for love in the office. That's right. It seems like with the huge return to office push that is happening right now and the extreme disappointment that is the dating space. Gen Z is doing the taboo thing once again and pushing the boundaries on mingling in the office with coworkers. And I mean, as somebody who is single and in the office, I want to know, Zig, is this something that you have experienced yourself? Listeners, do you seem to be finding more interesting perspectives going out into the real world than on these dating apps?
All right, here's my take considering the amount of Gen Z does or doesn't do X articles that we've had to cover.
First of all, I feel
it
like
went from coffee badging to people in Gen Z don't want to actually socialize to now all of a sudden Gen Z decides that the only place that they can date is their
I don't feel like any
office.
of those are wrong.
I feel like we're at the point where, they should just learn to go and approach somebody and say hi.
I mean, so you are addressing the fact you are addressing the thing that has been covered in all of these articles. Gen Z is awkward and don't know how to talk to each other outside of social media. That is the entire fucking problem. I read another article, I don't think
Like
on
the crazy
Business
thing
Insider,
is I wish
hold on, I read another article, I'm not sure if it was on Business Insider or not, that was talking about how Gen Z women are moving towards dating millennial men because Gen Z guys are so warped in the fucking head.
You think?
When it comes to the whole like misogyny and patriarchy thing, right? So my question is somebody who sits on the border of being both a millennial, a self-proclaimed zillennial, right? And in the dating space in the big 2025, you see a lot of it, right? And I'm sure you're not dating, fucking exclusively MILFs and cougars out here.
No.
Right? So, yeah, like, dating
let me
apps,
tell
your
you, like
experience
last
with them-
night, I went out on one of my famous Dan Ventures, and
Famous.
soon to be famous Dan Ventures.
Shout out to the Substack. We got a Substack now.
Yeah. I was talking about seeing about all of these like dudes with the hipster-file mustache. Y'all know what I mean by the hipster-file mustache. I'm gonna get that on Urban Dictionary going.
Listen, I'm here for the sleazy,
And I'm like,
subtle sleazy mustaches.
I'm like way more charming and confident and attractive than these people. Like, why don't I become a
these
volume
people.
shooter like Kobe Bryant was, one of my idols, despite me being a Celtics fan.
Volume
And
shooter is
I went to
crazy.
the Rockwell and I walked in and I did the little graffiti tag for the flood with Doc and Ziggy, like I always do every single time I go there.
At the flood pot
And
on
then
everything.
at the flood pot on everything, and that's on everything. And the girl comes over and grabs the same chalk that I had, and she writes, "Savannah was here." And as she turned around to walk to the bar, and I was just like, "Hey, Savannah."
Hey, Savannah. So,
And I was like, "What are you drinking?" She's
not,
like,
not The Office.
She
right?
was like, she said, "A hard seltzer," but to be honest, I just grabbed it off the bar and it still had something in it, so I just started drinking it. And I was like,
No,
how
she
about I
didn't.
buy you one that's not contaminated, potentially?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not roofied. We trying to get roofied out here because that's
Been
how you get
roofied, do not recommend.
Hey, so I mean, not in the
But, like,
office.
I had,
not
like,
in the office.
Did not meet her in the office, and,
Have you met any potentials in the office since you've been a salary man?
I mean, there's one girl in the office who, like, we kind of go out of each other's way to say hi.
Right, but you haven't been on a date.
But no.
though. And it's not like an obvious interest as of right now.
Yeah,
Right? No How I Met Your Mother shit.
No, like, I mean, I was gone for the last week with shingles, which is also why we haven't been recording
Hopefully she doesn't
recently.
listen to the pod.
Amongst
other technical difficulties.
Yeah, amongst other technical difficulties.
Tactical.
And, like, she came over
Not
and was
tactical.
talking to me for a while, like, just at my office, and I was like, oh, like, I'm like, oh, what's up? And I was expecting, like, a quick, like, 2-second exchange, And then she was just like leaning against my door frame and like continuing to talk, and I'm just like, oh, I mean, I guess like, yeah, I feel fine, I guess.
I think it was like I didn't have more conversation planned than that. Oh, improv time. Okay.
Like there was one
Zig.
really weird time where
You're
like
good
the
at
power
improv.
went out, and like I went to the lounge area because that's where there was natural light.
Yeah.
And I printed up this article about how American culture over the past 20 years is the worst period of American culture. And I don't know why we haven't discussed that on the podcast
Weird flex.
ever at all.
Weird flex.
And
But I feel
she
you.
came over and sat there and was like, what are you reading? That's so interesting. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like,
Did you not listen to the Sabrina Carpenter song? Women just like it when you do like normal things. They're tired of guys. They're like, oh, you can read? Nigga, she literally said, I love it when you remember how your phone works. They feel like we're so dysfunctional. And it's I mean, they're not wrong.
I will say, it is a plus.
It was only like 2
she
years
knows
ago.
that I have a job.
Yeah. It was like only 2 years ago, fucking men exposed themselves on the internet for not washing their goddamn legs, right? Like,
There legit have been meetings of higher ups at work who are like, all right, so what about ICE?
listen, all I know is if you spend more than fucking 2 minutes on the internet, you will hear about how trash dating apps are.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, there was a fucking leak, a month and a half ago, or not even a month and a half
The
ago.
tea leak?
Yeah, of a fucking app where women, like, background check dudes that they meet on dating apps because that's how trash dating apps are. They're like, hey, ladies, before I fucking risk it, does this nigga look familiar to any of y'all?
I swear to God, it's not hard to not be creepy.
Literally, that's what
It's
Tears is all
so
about.
easy to not be creepy.
It is
You want to know
kinda.
how you do it? You just don't be creepy.
Hey, you know how you treat your homie? See, I
Think about
that's
this.
the problem.
If you would receive the text message you're about to send and your skin would crawl, don't send it. Just don't send it.
You are talking to a generation of men who grew up on Live Leak, right? Like, you're talking to boys whose, like, foundational experiences were on 4chan, right?
4chan is not real life.
Yeah, which is why when they go to apply these pickup artist tactics that they learn from dudes like Tariq Nasheed and Andrew Tate, they're baffled as to why women aren't falling all the fuck over them.
All right,
They're like,
I've
what do you
given
mean?
y'all the cheat code before. I am going to give you the best pickup line ever. Are you ready? You go up to whoever you are interested in. Man, woman, non-binary, doesn't matter. This works for all of them. You walk up to them and you ask, would you rather have a turtle that thought it was a parrot or a parrot that thought it was a turtle?
That's
all you need to say. And I'll tell you why this works. One,
go ahead. Go
it
off,
is
King.
disengaging.
Go
It
off,
is
King.
something that they never would expect to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Two, it is inoffensive. There is nothing that somebody could take as offensive of thinking about owning a turtle or a parrot as a pet. It is a total normal thing to own either one.
Or other than the fact that you're wasting somebody's time with a silly question, but go off. King.
Three, we all have predetermined ideas of how turtles and parrots act, whether or not we own them or are in close proximity to them on a regular basis.
What happens when you meet that one person that doesn't know what conceptually what a turtle does? They're like, well, I don't know. I've never thought about owning a turtle before. Like,
Five,
you've started. A
it
conversation.
encourages people to think creatively. It encourages people to think creatively about the possibilities of how a turtle or a parrot would act if they switch one another. You want to know what they are not thinking about? They're
Dating
not
apps.
thinking about how anxious you look while asking them. They're thinking about would they rather have a turtle or a parrot. Why? Because nobody that entire night asked them if they would rather have a turtle or a parrot that thought it was a turtle or a parrot.
My dating advice is to treat people
Try it.
like
Try
people.
it. See what conversation you get into. Try it with anyone.
Treat people like people.
Yeah, treat people like people, and people will give you some very interesting answers to if you ask them, would they rather have a turtle that thought it was a parrot or a parrot that thought it was a turtle?
And
Trust me, it really works.
And realize that you are not entitled to anybody's time or energy or attention, for that matter.
But remember, when a good opening line engages a conversation, eat the time. Eat the time. If they're hooked on the turtle parrot, you milk that for as long as you can. Would they rather have a Jaguar or would they rather have a Ford Focus that can feed calves?
To Zig's point, I think what engaging people in real life versus on a social media app or dating app does is forces you to be a bit more creative and allow yourself to step outside of your comfort zone and be more engaged with the person, right? Like
you also don't get the time to edit your response.
Right. I mean, which has that shotgun approach, right? And I think the proximity of being around somebody in the office regularly gives you the ability to kind of gain like a sort of like background contextual knowledge about that person, right? So you can kind of build up a portfolio about that person before
Are you trying to get me to ask out
them? Not necessarily, but if it works for you, and it seems to be working for a lot of people in the dating space, right? And I think that if people are being mandated to return to the office, then you might as well make the best of it.
There's a lot of like careful where you shit, where you eat type things.
Yeah,
here.
I mean, in the Business Insider article, what I did find interesting.
I will say there are like some like it is a. I work at a family-owned business, so like my boss is the CEO's sister-in-law.
So the Business Insider article did include a little bit of a data survey where they kind of looked into the difference between generational intermingling in the office, and Gen Z showed up to be the most likely to have an intimate relationship with their coworkers at 45%, right? With boomers being the lowest at 21%, right? And it just makes me wonder, like, where the fuck were boomers, like, meeting their significant others if it wasn't at work, right? Like, I guess things were a lot, like, more insular back then, so
I kind of put the pieces together for my mom and dad, and I'm like, they must have met somewhere illicit in Annapolis.
I'm just like,
all I know is that my mom was 19 when they got married. My dad was 21.
Right, so
They're
I'm
like
yeah, I'm like high school where they just meeting in fucking high school, right? And they were just getting knocked up early because like who the fuck was wearing condoms back then?
Like if I really want to make my mom uncomfortable, I probably should ask her what her first date with dad was like.
And this was only out of like 1,000 people surveyed, so this is a very small sample size of people. To the point, right? I think it is something that is becoming more acceptable because once again, in this Trump economy, where the fuck do you meet people when, as we covered a couple of weeks ago, a date on average is like fucking $200. A regular dinner and evening out. Just a like dinner and evening out, whatever you choose to do, whether it be movies or special event, right? You looking at blowing at least $200, and that's crazy. So like, yeah, maybe just get. Man, listen, If RTO though is the final nail in the coffin for dating apps, I think it will be a quite
RTO, Return to Office.
Yeah. I think it will be quite tastefully ironic, right? All this considering one of the creators of one of the biggest social media apps, also with its own side dating app, is saying that we may be looking down the barrel of what is the end of the smartphone age.
Oh, what social media magnate is this? You'll find out after this break.
So are you ready for the end of the smartphone era, Zig? Are you tired of it yet?
I mean, I feel pretty dumb. So.
Are you tired of winning yet? We literally live in a timeline.
I had the Library of Alexandria at my hands, and with ADHD, none of it is used.
Even your Go phone, your track phone, right? The prepaid phone you get at Walmart has a better computer in it.
Got the whole city behind us.
Than the fucking rockets they sent to the moon, right? Like, every time I think about that, right? Like,
I just want to say, every time I thought about those Boost Mobile commercials,
classic, timeless.
they could never, ever make me think a Nissan Cube is cool. Ever. Ever.
They made me think having a prepaid phone was cool, though.
Yeah, never a Nissan Cube.
I was like, yeah, what do you mean phone plan? I don't need a fucking phone plan. I just put the
Bitch,
money on my
I
phone.
am leasing this Nissan Cube.
I mean, the way smartphones change the game is historic,
Well,
right?
yeah.
It cannot be overstated.
I remember the
exactly
iPhone
how.
1s and 2s using the gun app in Photoshop class.
I remember when the iPod Touch came.
Oh,
remember
it's
it-
still my favorite UI for music.
It was over then. When the touchscreen technology was like that was just Apple kind of teasing it, like, oh, bitch, you think that's hot? Just you wait.
The original iTunes user interface for music is still my favorite.
I mean, touchscreen phones have become such.
Oh, I'm talking about the wheel.
I'm saying touchscreen in general, technology has become such the standard that it literally standardized the hardware of phone format, right? Like, remember in the early 2000s,
I refuse
phones
to
were
buy.
all kinds of weird
I will never
shapes.
buy a phone if it doesn't have at least one physical button.
Phones were all kinds of weird shapes and colors.
I know my
funky,
phone has
wacky
3 buttons.
gimmicks that, like, you remember Nvidia tried to make that. Was it Nvidia that tried to make the fucking game phone, right? Where it was like a handheld game thing, but also a phone, but you had to take the battery out in order to change the game.
Look,
So-
let me say that I have gone through customer service with Credit One Bank. Not Capital One, Credit One. For all of the people, if you think your credit score is bouncing back, Credit One is the first one to send you a pre-approved credit card. Now, let me tell you why I need a phone with physical buttons. I tried to get a hold of Credit One's customer service. It took me 4 Google searches and a Reddit search to figure out how to connect to somebody. And it required 2 physical buttons on my phone.
Look, even Motorola is trying to bring the flip phone back, right? But that bitch still got a touch screen.
Razor's still hot.
Bitch still got a touch screen on it, right? And I can tell you that recently, Mark Zuckerberg, I believe, told TechCrunch that he thinks the end of smartphone dominance is here. And it's not more phone technology that's going to change the game, right? It's not like the razor thin with the closing double screens. It's none of that bullshit. No, Mark Zuckerberg actually thinks the next wave is going to be AR and immersive platforms through predominantly what he's predicting to be smart glasses.
This is the same guy that predicted the metaverse would be a thing, right?
Hey, okay. But hear me out, though. I know a lot of people with those Meta Quests. right? I know a lot of people who have PSVRs.
You know
I
a lot of
don't
people
know-
who had them for the 2 weeks that they could have them before returning them.
I don't know a lot.
Source, I bought one of those during COVID with the full intention of returning it.
I know a lot of people that still have them, right? I know a lot of people that fuck with the VR technology. Now,
I mean, why else wouldn't you buy it?
now
Not throwing myself under the bus.
I don't know too many people who bought the Apple VR joints, but those were also like $3,000.
They look
So-
like Daft Punk.
However, I do remember how badly everybody clowned the Google glasses, and I do know those Meta Ray-Bans or whatever that are like wirelessly connected to the internet are causing a lot of
That half the Avengers are advertising for.
they're causing a lot of security concerns. I read a Daily Dot article where a woman thought her esthetician, is that what you call the people that do waxes, was wearing the Meta glasses while she was giving her a Brazilian wax. And I'm just like, hey, that's crazy, right? Like, do I gotta ask you to take your glasses off now? Like, 'cause
Do you really want your waxer to take their glasses off at the same
that's
time?
my
though?
point,
Like-
right? Yeah, that's kind of my point, right? Like, but if you could tell, because I believe you could, there's like
Hold on. I'm going to turn to Ash for a second. Ash is sitting off to the side, and I was going to have Ash cut my hair. Ash, would you feel confident cutting my hair if you weren't wearing glasses and needed them?
Yeah.
She hesitated.
I mean, but you said needed them, so I had to think about that. Yeah, because I could cut myself, too.
Yeah, in the article, the woman literally says, I just could not stop thinking, could this girl be filming me right now? Like, because you can tell they have giant fucking cameras on the side of them, right? And the TikTok got all kinds of notoriety over the recent weeks. And over 34,000 shares, over 600,000 likes, I believe. As somebody who wears glasses, I feel like it's already intrusive to me to have my phone constantly like pinging with notifications and shit like that. I'm somebody who, when he gets home, like throws his phone in a different room and like forgets about that shit for a little bit.
Until I call him. He always picks up when I call because Doc is a real friend.
That's right. It's definitely not because I still have my Apple Watch on and can see the notification.
No, he would definitely like ignore a lot of people's notifications, but he knows if I call him that it's probably for a reason. It may be a stupid reason, but it's still for a reason. And he picks up because that's what a good friend does.
Now, I will say that
I have called him with some really dumb shit.
a stupid reason, but I am willing to switch from smartphone over to like AR platforms and immersive platforms, though, because I feel like that will outside of the glasses, right? Like if the glasses tech, which has gotten better, right, as we just discussed with the Meta Quest Ray-Ban glasses, I feel like AR tech, as opposed to like VR tech, it would be more comfortable and user friendly, and also would force you to like be in your internet space in one space, kind of like how when the internet first came out, you had to be at the desktop in order to use it. Can you imagine the kind of content you would be shooting if you had the Meta Ray-Bans on your Dan Ventures? Look, I know we're talking about like sci-fi concepts and stuff like that, but AR technology is not like that far in the future. We have good
I don't know if
examples
this
of this
constitutes
now.
as AR, but I went to Dave & Buster's and they had this like quote arena thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like a random game generated and there are tiles on the floor and it's like, you know, first touch these tiles in this order or a whole bunch of different things. And they customize it all the time. And I had a lot of fun. I actually, when I was dating Lucia, we went out there one time and it was like hit all of these squares in the GameCube thing, and it was like a 16 by 16 room, so it's it's not the easiest thing.
Yeah, no, I get that, right? And I mean, I guess home,
and it was a lot of fun, like
home
running around
AR,
trying to hit all of the squares before her.
Yeah. Home AR and immersive platforms probably aren't like a thing that we will be seeing anytime within like the next decade or so, right?
Tell that to your son who plays AR, VR games all the
Yeah,
time.
but I mean, we do have VR, and with the like smart glass technology getting better, I do think within the next decade we might see more people using smart glasses as an alternative to smartphones. But the dominance that smartphones have on the culture,
it's a tactile thing.
right? The like,
ability to grab something out of your pocket and be like, ignore, like, I don't want to talk to you.
do you think that we will see, because there is also the anti-smartphone movement brewing, right, where people are getting what they are calling dumb phones, which are like still touchscreen, your standard recognizable phone format, but without all the bells and whistles and
Like,
connectivity.
you're gonna lag if you try to watch TikTok.
There's no TikTok, right? It is literally, you can shoot, you can still use a camera, right? They still got cameras. You can
So
still
straight
store
up
video.
SMS.
Yeah, just straight up SMS.
T9?
Contacts. No T9.
Oh,
You still
they
got
gotta
touchscreen
suffer.
phones. But I
I feel like if you sent shit in T9, like, it'd be Morse code nowadays.
I have seen the quote unquote dumb phones with T9.
I love T9. I really do.
It made one-handed texting a fucking breeze.
It did.
Right.
Like, if you remember, like,
Yeah.
and you just followed that dot that was on the 5 button.
But that's what I'm saying. The convenience of smartphone technology, the handheld, tactile
It's almost like a
nature
a
of a
convenience
smartphone.
only because we had to learn the convenience. Because we
Right.
were so good
Okay.
at one-handed T9 texting.
I'm just saying, like you mentioned earlier at the opening of this segment, the utilization of this tool, right? Like, because as a tool, it is like having a fucking encyclopedia assistant in your goddamn pocket, right? You need a recipe, it's there. You need to look something up to finalize something, it's there. So giving that up for smart glasses, I don't see how they would necessarily replace some of the utility that a smartphone provides. I'm all here for AR over VR technology, but the statement
My
right
take. It's for women who don't want to wear pants with pockets.
You think Mark Zuckerberg is advertising the housewives?
Yes.
Trad wives, you don't need a smartphone.
Yes.
What you need is smart glasses.
Yes.
So you can see the kind of shit your husband doing behind your back. Anyway,
Yes. That is my take.
speaking of the kind of shit people are doing behind our backs, some of the biggest news over the last couple of weeks is what has been going on behind the closed doors of the White House. I mean, if it isn't for them throwing shit out the goddamn window, I mean, because a lot has been going on. I mean, from the name change of the Department of Defense to the Department of War, which, I mean, like,
Yeah, I mean, that's not strange optics at all.
you can't get any more small dick energy than like a Ford F-350.
I will say, God bless the stranger in an F-350 who helps you out of a ditch because your dumbass got yourself stuck in the
That
ditch.
is not small dick energy. What is small dick energy, though, is the idea that somehow
Is small dick energy owning an F-350 to which you have to earn big dick energy by helping a dumbass out of a ditch?
yes, for sake of time and argument, yes.
All right, I am cool with that.
I will.
You're bitch made until you help a stranger out of a ditch, and then you earned your truck. Okay, cool.
I will say though The idea that changing the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War will make people take us more seriously and will make the soldiers take the jobs more seriously is fucking ridiculous when you're doing things like sending them to DC to pick up trash.
Yo, literally one of the funniest things I saw was National Guard members wearing camouflage uniforms and
Picking
then
up-
having to put on reflective orange safety
Yes,
vests.
to pick up litter.
It's literally neither one of them is doing their job.
It
is so goddamn funny to see.
What's extra funny to me is people keep going, but DC is safer, but DC is safer. They're literally not even in the dangerous parts of DC.
Also,
They are
as
on,
somebody
like, the
who's
National
been to
Mall.
DC like once a week for the past like 3 months, DC sucks now. Nobody is outside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
great if your murder rate is down because nobody wants to go outside, then your city sucks.
crime should be expected in
if
densely
people are-
populated, low-income
If
areas.
people are to feel more safe, they should feel more safe to go to a fucking comedy show.
You want to improve the safety in a community, then you improve the economic stability of that community. It has been proven time and time again. The research has been done. Using the military on citizens doesn't do anything but increase the distrust. But that is obviously what they are trying to do. They are trying to make it look like the government is dysfunctional. So while they collapse the government, they can go, look,
I clench my butt cheeks near cops. I would become unpenetrable near National Guard.
and he's talking
Fool
about
Diddy. And that's in context. Diddy would have no chance. Full clenched.
I don't know how you couldn't think that this man actually had a stroke, because at this point, all of his actions seem
I mean,
like
your
those of an
2025
erratic
bingo
man.
card already has marked, you do not think he makes it through the year. Like, you said that at the beginning of the year, and I remembered that.
Look how stressed out they got him. They got him. Congress just got back in session, and they already down his neck again with the Epstein files.
As they should be, because Epstein's
Have you
girls were
heard?
down his neck.
Yeah, so
And
first
he was
and
down
foremost,
their necks.
First and foremost, we have
The
to
joke
talk
was
about
there, even if it was in bad taste.
how the
It was definitely in
survivors
bad taste.
held a press conference out front of the
I
Capitol.
apologize to all of the survivors for saying the truth was in their throats.
And they spoke their
That was
truth,
really bad taste to me. I shouldn't have said that.
and
The joke was hilarious, though, so you kind of have to give me credit.
the likes of Nancy Mace
I'm going to stop interrupting Doc now.
walking up out of the testimony looking shooketh to the booketh. I mean, if you already weren't, trying to stomach the insane hypocrisy that is letting Ghislaine Maxwell testify in front of, a congressional committee. But the victims of Epstein haven't been given their day yet.
It's like
Right.
Nancy Mace finally got her chance to deal with something in Congress that she wanted to run for Congress for.
And when
It's
she
almost
was-
like she's had no original thoughts for herself until this came out.
It's
almost like she pretended to believe everything that was possible to get her into the position
That's-
to where she could see the Epstein
That's
files.
the rub. And when she got in the room with those women and heard their stories, the game was up. She probably couldn't handle that shit.
That
And
was
I
not fake
could
tears.
hit-
Those
yeah.
were not fake
Yeah.
tears. That was, I cannot be here right now
Yeah.
tears.
Yeah, it's fucking horrific, right? Because this is a take, and it's not even really a take. Like, this is just real. Like, a sentiment that I've been seeing traveling around the internet is like, in all of this commotion, let's not forget that there are real victims behind this conspiracy. It is not just Epstein was a treasure hunter, which, by the way, new Epstein lore just dropped. Apparently, he didn't make all of that money trafficking young girls.
Oh,
It's
you don't say, for somebody
because-
who's only described as a financier.
It's because he was a treasure hunter, Dan.
You know what? I feel some sort of way because my favorite character in Final Fantasy VI, he falls into the classical, quote, thief class. And the whole game, he's like, whoa, I'm a treasure hunter.
Yo, I'm just saying, like, you
And
know,
now you're saying that, and I'm like,
Jeff,
God damn it, Locke is a pedophile.
According to and shout out
Locke is not a pedophile.
to Trap University.
She may be in a coma, but she's over 18.
for not being a pedophile, but also shout out to Trap University for getting me hip to this. Apparently
He's
in the
not
testimonial,
sleeping with her while she's unconscious. He's trying to
Ghislaine-
find a way to bring her out of the coma.
alleged that
I just want to make that clear.
Jeff was making a lot of his money by being a bounty hunter for the money, stolen money for rich folk. And not just rich folk, but like African warlords, Zig. Apparently
Comey?
Jeff was helping
Free Comey 2012?
Jeff was helping African warlords get back their stolen money, and that's where he made all of his fortune, right? It was definitely not getting blackmail material for the Messiah.
So he made
No, not
all
that
of his
at all.
money off of minors, whether or not they were shooting guns or...
And you said the latest
I'm not
spin-
going to make that next joke.
Was it you who was telling me that the latest spin that Mike Johnson is using is that Trump was like...
Trump was an FBI informant on this whole Democrat hoax.
And that's why. That's why he spent a whole like 2 decades being
Like the
Jeffrey
way Mike
Epstein's
Johnson
best friend.
is spitting this makes me think that like
it makes it sound like The
it
Departed.
makes me think Zoolander is a cover
Nah,
film.
it's the fucking Departed, and Donald Trump is Whitey Bulger.
Who was Whitey Bulger in that film?
Wasn't it Jack Nicholson? Yeah,
The Mastermind?
yeah,
That would be Jack Nicholson.
yeah. That was Jack Nicholson's character was supposed to be Whitey Bulger.
Yeah, he still died in the end.
I mean,
It's
I
kind of
believe Whitey
unfortunate
Bulger
that like
dies
the only
in the
person
end
that
too,
lived in
doesn't
that
he?
movie was Matt Damon. We always hope that Matt Damon dies in the end. I thought like that's like an unwritten rule of film, kind of like the unwritten rule of baseball is you always give the foul ball to the kid.
Trump, however, is not dead. And he is still out here bucking wild, threatening
I will
to
never
invade
say
Chicago.
I wish for someone to be dead,
I didn't say that
but
either.
the day that he does die, I will definitely say the world is better off when he is.
Oh, I
dead.
think it will be the renaissance of the pink pussy hats. I think they will flood the streets.
The
as they
wettest
did.
pink pussy hats. They're gonna like soak their pussies' hats in like their hose water and then drink it, and then go out and march in hose-soaked pussy hats because they're so ready for long hoses now because the pussy hats are liberated from the orange tangerine and the pussy hats are ready to fuck.
Beautifully put. Especially considering that it has been recently quoted that it's dry out here. Nobody's fucking because, you know, nobody's in the mood to fuck thanks to the economy. And that is just another example of how none of this is normal.
But what should be normal is,
Subscribing to the Flood Pod on everything.
and that is on everything, and a shout out especially to our patrons, Enraged Peacock,
Hey, we see you for making it through the whole episode.
Mario Lopez, Thunder Knight,
Ryo,
Ryo, and Andrew P. Raymer. Beep, beep,
Shout
beep,
out
beep,
to the
beep.
Rayman, and shout out to you all. Also, what should be normal is liking, sharing, and subscribing. This is your second
Oh,
reminder.
I had something that I
So like,
forgot
share, and
is that we
subscribe.
have to cover because it lets me use one of my favorite sound drops. We got an email.
Email is like a prison. Prison with no walls.
Email drop. Surprise email drop at the end of the episode. It's like a post-credit scene in a 2025 movie.
So, Cool Zach emailed us.
Hey, shout
My
out to
question is,
listener of the pod, Cool
what's
Zach,
the record
friend of the
for
pod.
someone having their dick out for Harambe? I did some research through ChatGPT so it didn't pollute my Google algorithm.
But ChatGPT will forever know.
Dicks out for Harambe. Yes, I know. I get it.
Did you
So-
have your dick out for Harambe?
Since there was never any formal tracking of, quote, dicks out for Harambe incidents,
I'm
the best I
thoroughly
can do is
surprised.
pull from scattered reports and cultural context to make a rough estimate. Here's how it breaks down. Documented reported incidents from 2016 to 2017, news reports. A handful of local outlets covered arrests or disciplinary actions,
I'm upset.
likely fewer than 10 reported. College or universities, campus police logs, and student newspapers mention isolated streaking or indecent exposure tied to the meme. Concerts or sporting events, a small number of viral clips surfaced online showing people flashing during chants. Given how quickly the meme spreaded online, it's likely that hundreds or smaller scale incidents, such as flashing at parties, jokes at bars, frat antics, streaking on campuses, happened that never made it into the official record. So, the reasonable estimate on the low end is between 20 and 30 documented cases of dicks out for Harambe. The moderate and or expected reference would be between 100 and 200 instances of dicks out for Harambe.
Those are very, very low numbers, and I am quite disappointed. So I am issuing a new challenge: dicks out for trans gun rights. That's it, guys.
Trans Gun Day?
No, in honor of Harambe, in his memory, it is time to get your dicks out for trans gun rights. We need to make sure all
Can
of
we
our
just
trans
can we start with
friends
making sure that
are
no crazy
protecting
people buy
themselves?
guns?
Well, yeah, that's to be assumed. But, like, obviously we want our trans friends to be able to protect themselves, right?
Yeah.
Yes, nobody's saying we want school shootings. Hi, Ted. But
I mean, I've
saying,
been compared to
though,
a school shooter, and I don't really feel offended because I haven't shot up a school
what
yet.
I am saying, though,
We're all
as
one school shooting away from being a school
a
shooter.
true blue
Have you shot up a school yet?
blooded, absolutely.
You work at one. Have you shot up your work
Hi,
yet?
Ted. No, I have not.
You still have a job, so I would have guessed.
Nor do I plan to. If you get me fired, I swear to fucking God. Dicks out for trans gun rights.
Neither one of us are going to shoot up a school. Hi, Ted.
The thoughts and expressions of Ziggy do not reflect those of Doc and are purely for comedic content, but also, more importantly, do not reflect those of the thoughts and feelings of Doc.
But also, not quite as importantly, but very importantly, are done for comedic reasons and comedic reasons only. And I know that is a flimsy legal
Straw
defense.
man argument.
But we have lots of flimsy legal defenses that are flying in the country right now. By the way, speaking of flying, the Trump-Vance 2024 flag that's still hanging from a not functioning crane in the backyard
Oh, I saw
of
that.
somebody.
I saw that.
And
I just saw
I
that
feel
again
like you're
today.
wasting a lot of potential to just, not be an
Hang a
asshole
sign,
and
a
get
flag.
somebody that needs a crane to do crane things.
Or
but
you could hang a
you
flag.
can continuously to suck cock.
That says dicks out for trans gun rights.
You suck cock. Girl cock.
Deuces.
Look, it's a flood. It's flooding.
Get away.
Quick, we need to get to higher ground.
Open the floodgates. talk about
It
black
is
stuff.
time to